Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mayhem Reacts. It's your boy Chris coming back with another music video reaction, maybe. I've done Sleep Token before, Back to Eden or Take Me Back to Eden. And man, woo-wee, you talking about a powerful experience. I won't even say just song, but just the experience of listening to that song. And that was amazing. And I'm hoping to recapture some of that, you know what I mean? So hopefully I can recapture some of that and check this guy out here with this other song called The Summoning. Now again, I don't know if this is a music video per se, because Back to Eden was technically a music video, I guess, but I didn't have a lot to react to necessarily. It was just kind of a thing that happened on the screen. I mean, it's pretty to look at, but it did allow me to really focus on the song itself, which the mix of that was just, I mean, like I said in it just wrapped its arms around me and pulled me into the song. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. If you hadn't seen it, go check it out. Back to Eden or Take Me Back to Eden. I can't remember exactly the title of it, but I do know I listened to it probably about a dozen more times after the reaction. It was so good. And that one was suggested by a buddy of mine, Robert. He's got a couple of podcasts, and he and I work together on doing some streaming and stuff. And I appreciate that, Robert, big time. You've got an idea of the things that I like that tickle my fancy, so to speak. So let's check this one out. This is Sleep Token, The Summoning. If you're new here, just know I will pause it as we go through it, not to be a jerk, but a lot of these songs do get copyright claimed, and even pausing it, sometimes it still gets copyright claimed. But I do try to avoid that as best I can, while also reacting, because that's what we're here for, right? So the link to the video, the song, whatever I react to is always going to be in the show notes below. Go check it out. Give them your view if you want to, rock out to them or whatever. This isn't the channel for that. This is for the reaction and just kind of my input. Again, a guy that's a filmmaker slash dude who's been around the music scene for a little while too. Not in a big way. Again, I don't want to build that up for anything that it's not, but just being around and being a fan, so we're going to react to this. It is about 6.5 minutes long. So it's not an old school Metallica 8-10 plus minute song, but it's still kind of lengthy for today's music. So if you guys can hang, I can hang. Let's check it out. Music video is kind of starting out the same as that Back to Eden. Ooh, they changed it up. Ooh, I like that. First of all, this is starting out way different than the other one. It was very angelic, majestic, and this has got some heaviness to it right here. And they changed it up. They changed up the rhythm there, the beat. If they were on the third, they changed it to the fourth or whatever you call that. I can't remember. And I was trying to remember this because another band did this not long ago on a reaction I did, and I sang the Metallica rhythm. I couldn't remember the song, but it was Blackened, and they do the same thing on that, and it just gets me every time. I'm like, that is so cool. But they did it just now. That's cool. More of that progressive stuff, I think. I can't find it sometimes. That drum, I'm with them and then I'm off, and then I'm with them again and then I'm off, and then I stay with them when he changes, but then I'm off again. The drummers that can do that and keep that, I mean, their minds just work differently. I'm thinking of oh god, I can't think of his name. Tool. thinking of the drummer for Tool. You guys know who I'm talking about. And of course, it's going to come to mind. I got to pull it up. Danny Carey. I don't know why his name wasn't coming to mind. Danny Carey of Tool's like that. He's like, just, I mean, I don't know how he keeps time in his head, but the way he does it is phenomenal. And these guys are doing the same thing. Just the way it's, because again, I think I'm pretty good at this and I keep getting off. I'm just, let's go back to Eden. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh. I'm sorry. I was trying to go longer without pausing it again. Oh my God. The vocal range and the way it was layered, because it was almost like the drums. He was going here, but then another voice came there. It was almost like this unexpected ninja shot out with this just high pitched, perfectly in tune, like note that just floored me. He did it twice. I want to go back because it's already a long one. I know I'm sure. Anyways, we'll hear it again. But it was so beautiful. I know it's a terrible, terrible comparison. But like with Cemetery Gates, by Pantera, there's elements of that are just so like heartbreakingly beautiful, if that makes sense. Whether it's the squeals of the guitar or the high pitch of Phil in that, it can be gut wrenching, heartbreaking beauty, or it can just be elegance and beauty. But art is a beautiful thing. And when something is pulled out from a place of depth of emotion, it's genuine. It seems to me to shine a lot different. Rock music in its essence seems to have that a lot more to me than a lot of other genres. Even when you look at like rap, that like they're telling their story of who they are and how they got there and everything like that. They're still, I don't know, they're still not the depth of rock where they're belting out these tunes, or they're really just ripping into that guitar or tearing up the drum set with aggression. There's just, it's like layers of depth of passion that goes into these songs. Again, I can't think of another genre that even comes close, honestly. And maybe you disagree with me, and if it is, cool, let me know in the comments, click off, do whatever. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're enjoying this. And I genuinely, I hate that I'm pausing it so much, but I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't call out these things, because the people that watched the last video, they were really appreciative of the certain things that I did call out and recognized. And so I want to honor that as well. And hopefully I won't continue to pause it quite as much, but I'm just, my mind's getting blown. And this is very similar to Back to Eden, where my mind was getting blown then. I was just like, well, how are they doing this? How are they hitting these notes? How are they making this sound? How am I completely surrounded right now by music? You know what I'm saying? This is awesome. Okay. See, aggression.
You've got my body, flesh and bone. The sky above, the
Okay, right there was like a mix of notes that sounded almost awful. Don't come at me yet. But it was this transition where they were kind of weaving in and out of each other. Now, had they stayed there, maybe it would have been like, and it does kind of hit your ears a little wrong with those. Again, I don't want to keep going back, but if one click back did it, then we'll call it a win. But they kind of like these notes were like weaving in and out. And when they did, at one point, they kind of had that weird sound where notes didn't belong together. But to be fair, there's not a lot that belongs together here. You know, like I say, the drums are off, but then they're back on, they're off, and then everything else catches up and then leaves it again. And it's an amazing talent and an art. It's almost like abstract art to a degree, right? But controlled abstract art. You know what? That might be a good description. It's like controlled abstract art or controlled chaos. I'm sure somebody else has already said something way smarter than me like that. But that's what it's like, because you have things kind of all over the place, but at the same time they make sense. Does that make sense? It's like chaos, but it's beautiful. It makes sense together. But it's really cool. I did a Bandmade song previously where they were playing their notes and their progression, and it's like, okay, well, they're either going to go here or they're going to go here on the next note, and they went like down here. It was so off the wall. It was such a conscious choice to make that decision because it was not natural. And I was like, that just put me in a different, like when you really engulf yourself in the music, you feel certain ways. And they know that, like great artists know, like if I'm playing in a major key or in a minor key, or, you know, if I'm off tempo, or if I, you know, whatever, there's a lot of emotion that can be, you know, pushed onto the listener through how they play or what they play. And so again, this is cool. This is a little journey going on. So I'm going to see that if I hit it on this one back up here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go. None of this should be in the same song. You know what I mean? Like, it's, if a normal band sat down and said, let's put all this crap in the same song, they'd be like, no, man, you're stupid. It's crazy. Nobody's going to go for that. But somehow it works. You know what I mean? It's like these guys continue to, and I don't know them as well as a lot of you guys that are watching this, but if this is your first time checking them out, maybe you're getting the same vibes I am. But it's like they're pushing the boundaries of this art form of music. You know, what if I bend this note this way? What if I change tempo right here, but then I change it back right here? What if we go somewhere completely unexpected and then bring in a whole completely different sound? Like, it's not like a song different, like a slight change that could be part of the same song, but no, like a completely different song on a completely different album, but it works. Like, it's this is the weirdest band I will ever have to describe to somebody in a good way, because I don't know how to describe these sounds. This is amazing. Like, where did that come from? I feel like I'm in space. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if these guys got to deal with the devil or what for this talent. But as this portion of the song is building, it's the exact same feeling or vibe or sensation, whatever you want to call it, that I had when I listened to Back to Eden. I am now, while this is playing again, I was saying I can feel like I'm in space. I now truly do feel almost like if I closed my eyes, kill the lights, right, and I'm listening to this, I would swear that I'm floating in space. Not just because of the sound of the instruments and whatnot that are being played, but the way it's mixed. And that's what I talked about on the last one. The way it's mixed, I feel like I'm completely surrounded. And with this right here, I'm surrounded left, right, all the way around, and I even feel like I'm up under me. It's I don't know how you guys are listening to this song. Headphones, big speakers, little speakers, a cell phone, you're in your car. But like with these speakers, these headphones, again, these are monitor headphones. They don't lift or elevate the EQ at all. It's very, very flat. Because this is used for like video editing, for editing sounds. You can hear imperfections and whatnot. It's not like, Dre Beats where it boosts up the bass and, does all this with the EQ. These are very, very flat, meant to be exactly the way that the sound is intended to be. And I have nothing else EQ'd. It's just straight into here. That being said, I mean, this is amazing. I almost feel some kind of way. Wow. This is insane. That definitely brought me out of wherever I was, almost like a trance almost. I don't know if, I hope I didn't look weird, but I really did feel like I was like, I don't know. But then it came out with this. It's a very unique choice. Again, I kind of feel like in Back to Eden, it was one way, pretty much the whole song, and then at the end, it completely kind of shifted. I feel like it's done this now, so I'm curious whether it goes back to anything at all, like the song, or if this is how it ends. But a very unique sound here. A lot of I don't know what that is. If that's like a there's something in it that sounds like an old 70s vibe in that guitar or whatever. I don't know. It seems incredibly out of place, but with these guys, that just means it's right. Something out of place just means it's right. Let's keep going.
I didn't wish that I could be your man, or maybe make a good girl bad. I've got a river running right into you. I've got a blood trail red in the blue. Something you say or something you do. The taste of the divine. You're a body, flesh and bone. The sky above, the earth below. Nothing to say and nowhere to go. The taste of the divine.
Guys, this is one of those bands I think you either love them or you hate them. I don't really think this is one where it's like, oh yeah, Sleep Token, they're all right. They're, I'll listen to them every now and then. No, I think this is one like you're a huge fan of and obsessed with almost, or it's one that just doesn't hit right on the ears and you don't get it and you don't want to listen to it. Pink Floyd is that way for a lot of people. I'm not obsessed. I mean, I'm almost obsessed. I love Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. And they do stuff in the audio mix that I just think is fantastic. I may or may not have been under the influence of some extracurricular stuff while listening to some of those songs and hearing stuff that I didn't normally hear and be like, huh, that's kind of cool. I kind of feel like it's going to be the same way with them, but I'll never know. But maybe you guys do. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I really think this is one of those groups like you love them or you hate them, and not really anywhere in between. I am on the verge of loving them. That little outro there was, again, it was very bluesy 70s kind of feeling there to me, and that one drum roll kind of thing that I liked it. That was cool. It's just old school. It sounded like it didn't sound like a lot of this song, and a lot of the other song too had a lot of electronic sounds to it. The not synths, in the sense of like 80s or whatever, but a lot of different stuff going into it that weren't your traditional guitars and drums and whatnot. And so the end of that song sounded more like that, had that traditional sound, which again was kind of out of place for the song, but I dug it. It kind of built like its own little groove. And I mean, he was singing in a way I haven't heard him sing before. The drums were playing in a way I haven't heard him before, and it really did took it back to some kind of old school feeling. So, man, when you listen to these guys' songs, I know I'm going on and on and on, and this song's already 6.5 minutes long. God only knows how long I've been talking, on top of it, but I just can't get over it. Like how much of an experience it is listening to these guys. As a filmmaker, the thing that got me into filmmaking, the film that I saw when I actually finally sat down and saw it with Mom and watched it, not just passively watched it, but like actively watched it, was The Wizard of Oz. And once I did, I was so taken aback of the journey that we went on. I felt like this was not a film I was watching, but a journey I was going on, if that makes sense. So just fantastical. That's the closest thing I can compare these guys to. Sleep Token, with both songs I've heard now, they're not just playing some instruments for you. They're telling you a story. They're pulling you into their world, and you're going on this journey with them. And some of it is a little confusing, as life can be, and some of it is just beautiful, as life can be, and some of it is downright ugly and nasty and aggressive. And that's life, and that's what every journey is like, no matter who's on the journey, where your journey leads, where you're coming from. We all go through those same things. And I don't know if that's what they're trying to convey with their music here, the feelings and emotions they're trying to push through, but that's what I get. Plus a lot of fantasticalness in there, which is probably the wrong word to use, but just, I felt like I was floating in space for a little while there. Don't think I've ever heard anything quite like that make me feel like that. And I almost felt, I don't know if it was a lightness or a heaviness at that particular moment in time, but it was something, and it was powerful, very, very powerful. And anyways, if you guys are fans of Sleep Token, maybe you can fill me in on what I'm getting out of this or what I'm missing. Again, lyrics are often missed. The vocals are like another instrument for me. And I would love to go back and like listen to the lyrics, and sometimes I'll catch them as we go. I did hear something about blood, but that was amazing. That was amazing. And I just picked a random Sleep Token song. This is my second one. The first one was suggested by my buddy Robert. This one was just a random one I picked because I enjoyed the first one so much. I said, it's time to do another one. And wow, I'm so interested to check out some more and see how much more are like this, and really mess with your emotions and affect the way that you think about your surroundings and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to keep ranting and raving and everything. I'm going to cut the video. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed what I did, the reaction, leave a thumbs up if you will. Comment down below what you thought about my reaction, the song itself, the music video, which was, again, not much of a music video, but still a music video nonetheless. Your thoughts in general. I love to interact with you guys, good or bad. If you disliked something I did, if you think I talked too much, well, I'm okay with that. I appreciate constructive criticism, as long as you're not being, like a dick. I don't have to be one, and we can get along. And, we'll go back and forth. So interact with me down there in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And guys, thanks for being here. This was a treat. We'll see you on the next one.